Hey guys, what's up? Panther here bringing you our Week 1 PSH battle against Hugo and the Montreal Monfernos. So obviously, guys, bringing you all the post-com this week. I felt a little bit under the weather for the past few days now. Can't tell in my voice already. Finally getting a little bit of my voice back today. So we had our Week 1 battle against Hugo. If you haven't caught our draft analysis, be sure to check that out before jumping in here. Um, Hugo obviously is one of the best battlers in the league. He is the defending PSH Season 2 champion, so I was really nervous about this battle going into it. He has a really scary team. Obviously, you can see the Regenerator core there with Aldino and Oliver Mola. It is Mega Aldino, though, so once it Megas, it's a little bit less scary with the Regen. But he's able to, wish pass on a lot of his different mons here. So he has a really stally team, plus Hail with Slush Rush and a Jirachi. Jirachi's always scary to see on the other side too. So I had to really prep hard for Hugo. I wanted to start out. I knew I didn't have a great chance of winning in this battle just because A, it's Hugo, B, his team is incredibly scary. So I really took my time and prepped out strategy this week, and hopefully, we'll see if it pays off. So one of my primary strategies was to bring Drapion and set up Toxic Spikes. Hugo's only form of hazard removal, I believe, is Sand Slash, and I knew it would waste a slot on Sand Slash to have to bring the Rapid Spin. I knew his team was really, really fat, so I wanted to set up my T-Spikes and just wear his team down. As crazy as that may seem, I can't really get into a Star War with these guys, but I can have those toxic spikes up to help provide that valuable chip damage to help wear down these Pokemon, so my sleepers can put in work, like my Nasty Plot Lucario, or my Mamoswine, or my Chandelure, or my Starmie. So looking at the team here, one of the Pokemon I was really, really afraid of seeing was Entei. He didn't end up bringing the Entei, which was great for what I ended up bringing. So I knew I would have a little bit easier of a time of it. But immediately when the team previews came up like this, taking a look at his team, I predicted a couple of different leads here. I predicted the Ninetales to set up the Hail. I predicted the Rhydon to set up the Rocks, the Jirachi to U-turn out, or the Oliver Mola just to scout and wish pass. So I decided to lead Drapion anyways, even if he decides to lead Rhydon, even if he decides to lead, like Jirachi or anything like that, I can switch out, no big deal. But I want to lead off Drapion just to see if I have the opportunity to set up my Toxic Spikes, like on the Oliver Mola or on the Ninetales. So I'm going to go ahead and switch sides here to make it from my perspective. He ends up leading with the Oliver Mola. And turn one, I about clicked Toxic Spikes, and then I remembered this thing has access to Magic Code. And I was like, Hugo's good, but what's the chance that he actually runs Magic Code against me? So I fire off on T-Spikes anyways. And turns out he does have the Magic Code. So I thought about that before I made the move, but I decided to make it anyways because I can go into my Spirit, not be affected by it with the Levitate, and go right back out into my Drapion and absorb them. I did not think he would go for Magic Code again. I don't even know if you can go for Magic Code twice in a row, kind of like Protect. So I fire off my Taunt this time to make sure he can't Wish Pass or anything like that. As you can see, he ends up going for the Safeguard, trying to protect the team from statuses. And then I just take this opportunity to get up a layer of Toxic Spikes. Want to have them there all game. I end up going for Toxic Spikes again here anyways, but he ends up encoring me into it again. So I'm encored into Toxic Spikes now. I'm forced to switch out. I think I'm going into Spirit here just to try to get rid of my own Toxic Spikes. But he ends up going into Sand Slash, which is okay. Because this is what this guy's built for. He's fully defensive. He's meant to take on the Sand Slash. I played around with the idea of running the HP Fire, but I decided against it just because he could go freely out to scout for it into something else. My primary answer to this is the T-Wave, which I want to get off on him just to make sure he cannot, destroy my team with Slush Rush, which he absolutely could. Oh, sorry guys, still feeling a little bit sick. But if he's got Iron Head, obviously that takes care of Mamoswine. If he's got the EQ, that takes care of the Lucario, it takes care of the Chandelure, takes care of the Drapion. It just really does a number to my team. So end up getting the Thunder Wave off on it, which makes this thing a whole lot less scary because I can revenge kill it. So This turn I switch out, I go into Drapion just to make sure I don't have to deal with the T-Spikes on my side of the field. And he ends up getting paired. So here, I believe he goes out to the, okay, he goes out to the Ninetales, and I end up, I think I fire the knockoff here. I do. So I get rid of his Light Clay, which makes, he's going to be setting up the Auroraville, makes it a little bit less scary because it won't last as long, obviously. So now I just want to phase. I want to get everything nice and poisoned. Ended up phasing into this guy. And what do I do here? I think I stay in. I do stay in. I think I just fire off the knockoff here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so he goes into the Aldino. I think I go knockoff. Yep, doesn't do anything at all to it. But I am able to get the poison off on this thing. So here I'm thinking that he has the Heal Bell. So I figured he was just going to Heal Bell and get rid of everything on the team, but he actually ends up pulling the double out into the Rhydon here. So I taunt to try to prevent the Heal Bell, and end up getting the taunt off on this guy so he can't set up a Stealth Rock. So I know he's going to attack me here, and I believe I just go out into the Spirit because it's my most expendable mob. I am carrying the Ice Beam, so I won't knock out this thing by any means. Obviously not with the Auroraville up, but it'll do some damage to it. He ends up switching out, and I believe I take the opportunity to set my Stealth Rocks, so I've got my hazards stacked on him. If he has the opportunity to spin with Sandslash, great. If not, they're there for the remainder of the game. I pivot out with the U-turn, and I believe I go into Mamoswine. Yep. He ends up getting the Wish to pass, and I am thinking he's going to go into the Mamoswine check here, which is his Alomomola. So I pull out a double into something a little bit unconventional, but you'll see why I went into this when you see it. So I thought he was going to Alomomola here. I predicted that, and I go into my Chandelure. So you're thinking, yeah, sure, I can have the Energy Ball, but I actually have something a little bit different for this. I actually have the sub Calm Mind Chandelure because the Scald cannot break my sub anyways, especially once I start getting some Calm Mind boost. He's going to throw up the Wish and try to pass, but he's giving me the opportunity to set up here. So he's already showed me the Encore on the Ninetales, so I can't take the chance of this thing having the Encore too, so I decided to go ahead and attack here instead of setting up. He obviously went into this thing for a reason. It's not to break my sub. All I can do really is hit me with the Dazzling Gleam. I mean, it's definitely not to break my sub or anything like that, so it's definitely to Encore me. So I end up firing off the Flamethrower. I know I kill with the Toxic Spikes, so I end up just being encored in the Flamethrower. It does invite in the Rhydon, but it's a roll to kill it at this point, so that's not really a big deal. So he goes out in the Rhydon. If he has Rock Blast, that's the end of me, but end up deciding to stay in and just do the damage to it anyways. I don't think he'll have the Rock Blast, and he doesn't. He ends up hitting with the EQ, breaking my sub, and I don't want to risk it here because I know Chandelure just does so well this matchup. So he ends up going for the Stone Edge. Good play on Hugo's part. Knocks out the Spirit. Makes this thing a 5-5. But I've almost got Rhydon worn down now. So I go into Lucario, fire off the Vacuum Wave, and I prevent Stealth Rocks from going up. Not unless he's got it on Jirachi. And then he ends up going out into the Ninetales. So here, I don't think he can kill me. I know he can't kill me with the Moonblast or with the Blizzard. And I can obviously knock it out with the Flash Cannon. But I don't want to risk it. The Vacuum Wave doesn't kill. Lucario is really important to me. So I decided to switch out here. I can go right out into Chandelure and resist everything he has. So I make a bad play here, forgetting that this guy actually has Encore, and I sub here on the Auroraville. So he's able to set up his Auroraville. I sub. A bad play. Definitely a bad play. He Encores me into the sub. And I'm fine with sitting in here and just subbing. I'm taking the hell damage, but I'm recovering it off with my leftovers. But he's taking the toxic damage, so I'm fine with just letting him wear himself out to the toxic, which ends up happening this turn. So I'm behind the sub, so he can't really do anything to me at all. I'm still encored into substitute, but I don't want the Jirachi to start setting up on me with like Calm Mind or anything like that. So I just go out to Drapion. It's the most expendable Pokemon on my team. So I get lucky here, actually break through with the knockoff, get the crit too, so I did a little bit more. Nothing gets knocked off of it actually, so we see that this actually does have a Z Crystal on it, since this is definitely one of Hugo's Z-Mons. So was worried about that, but not for Drapion's sake. I was content on Drapion getting knocked out here. He tries to preserve Jirachi, gets out of there. I think I just go for another knockoff and get rid of the Oliver Molo's leftovers. Just to preserve differential, I think I switch out here. Nope, I try to taunt it. I get taunted myself with the magic coat. Something else I forget about. So another misplay on my part there. But I switch out into Starmie here. So obviously I know at this point Oliver Mola can't do anything to me. My Starmie's offensive. It's got my Z Crystal. It's actually got Electrium Z to hit this thing with the Giga Havoc Volt or whatever it's called. It's like 185 base power or something like that, and it does knock this thing out if it's physically defensive and not specially defensive. Um, so I don't need it, so I just end up going for the safe T-Bolt here um, and knocking out the Oliver Mola. So he goes out into Jirachi next. I'm faster than it, so I decide just to go ahead and show the Z move just to show him that I had it, just for fun. So I knock out the Jirachi here. I am faster. I did creep the Jirachi. I don't really have too much to hit this with other than Surf, which I know won't kill it. Hoping it doesn't knock me out here. And Starmie ends up taking that X Scissor like a champ. We are able to knock it out. We are able to pick up the 5-0 win over Hugo in week 1. So good game, Hugo, if you're watching this, man. I really enjoyed us finally getting the opportunity to battle. We hadn't battled in a long time since last season of APA. So I was really excited to battle you, man. So hopefully we meet again, maybe in the playoffs or something like that. Get another opportunity to battle again. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We were able to start week 1 with a really good win, 5-0, pretty good differential. For the division that we're in, is really tough. There's a lot of really good battlers. Obviously, Jock and Hugo are in the division with us, and then I forget the other guy's name, but the other guys were telling me that he's really good as well. So was really nervous about this battle here. Starting the season against the defending champ, starting the season against one of the better battlers I know in league format, in Hugo. So I was really happy to come out with the win in this one. So again, good game, man, Hugo. And thanks everybody for watching. Catch you guys next time. Peace.